Sup, dude? If Gollum and E.T. made love, their baby would look like Sam Cassell. I don't want to say he's ugly, he's just not very human looking. He's more like a super hygienic orc from the Lord of the Rings. Though to make up for his interesting appearance, God gave him huge balls, which he displayed on the court. By that I mean he was super confident in himself and good at basketball. Standing at 6'3", 185 pounds, Sam played point guard. The dude knew the game inside and out. His elite ball knowledge allowed him to excel at playmaking, nabbing steals, and getting buckets. In the in-between area, dude was automatic. During his prime, some considered him to be the best mid-range shooter in the league. In my opinion, he doesn't touch Sean Livingston, but he's damn close. Cassell's jumper was beautiful, and similar to Sean, he had a nice post game. The difference was Sean was 6'7" and he was only 6'3". Having a bag in the post at that height is wild, but makes him so much cooler. There's only a handful of small guys who could bang dudes effectively down low. According to himself, he's one of the best post-up guards ever. Not very humble, but no lies were told. He was very good at utilizing his backside, and his turnaround was filthy. When he wasn't throwing ass in the post, he whipped out his pull-up game, stopping on a dime, or he'd bump his defender paired with a step back. Any spot in the mid-range was game, but if you look at his shot charts, you'll see he had a strong preference to shoot on the left side. Stepping behind the arc, things got a little funky. His three ball wasn't nearly as cash money as his midi, but it was serviceable, converting at an average to below average clip throughout his career. His best year from deep was in 2004. That season he knocked down 2 threes a night, shooting just a hair off from 40%. Because of his reliable jump shot and slow, methodical game, he wasn't taking it to the rack a lot. It wasn't that he was bad at finishing, he just didn't have to. There was no reason to waste all his energy battling in close when he could just jerk one from 15. Earlier in his career, he got to the rack more frequently than when he got older, but he stayed pretty efficient with it. For his career, he converted around 59% of his shots in close. Being such a huge threat to score as well as make plays made him so valuable. He wasn't Chris Paul or Steve Nash, but he was a great decision maker. In 15 seasons, he averaged 6 dimes and dished out a career-high 9 a night in 2000. On the other end of the court, he was an average but impactful defender who pestered whoever he guarded while piling up steals. Physically, he wasn't so threatening, which forced him to rely on his effort, IQ, and loud mouth. But that was good enough, because offensively, he made up for what he lacked. You never want to get caught lacking in any area, especially happiness. Back when I worked as a server at a retirement home, I was extremely unhappy. I got no joy from old people yelling at me. You may feel the same way about your job. The good news is the sponsor of today's video, Southern New Hampshire University, can help turn your dreams into reality with their online sports management program. This degree can help prepare you for an exciting career as an athletic director, sports information director, marketing manager, and many other roles in the sports industry. At SNHU, you'll learn about the business and economics of sports, sports management principles, and how to gather and analyze data, as well as be able to tap into SNHU's network of graduates working in sports-related organizations and take advantage of an internship or experiential learning course within the field. Courses are taught by faculty with real-world experience, so there will be many opportunities to connect you with people in the industry. And when you graduate, SNHU will still be there to help you as you begin your job hunt. SNHU is accredited, nonprofit, has radically affordable tuition, and they were voted as one of the country's most innovative universities by U.S. News and World Report. Go to snhu.edu/MBAGoober, also linked in my description, to see if you qualify for their sports management program. You might be eligible for financial aid or have previous college credits that could fast track your degree at SNHU. Click the link to get started. Before Cassell became the first Goblin drafted to the NBA, he gave dudes business at Florida State, but he didn't get there until his junior year. What happened was he didn't hit the books hard enough. Back in high school, he was named Baltimore Player of the Year, averaging 22 points and 9 assists. He had the skill to go D1, getting a scholarship to play at DePaul, but he was deemed academically ineligible. Because of that, he ended up playing at a community college in Texas, which definitely wasn't his dream situation, but didn't let it get him down. He gave buckets to everyone who stood in front of him, making it pretty obvious he was a D1 talent. So after his sophomore year, FSU scooped him up. With the Seminoles, he averaged 18 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds through his junior and senior year. Both years he made it onto the All-ACC second team, and during his senior year, he led the ACC in steals, averaging nearly 3 a night. His impressive abilities and upside got him drafted 24th by the Houston Rockets, which was extremely fortunate for him. They were really good and he was a perfect fit. With Michael Jordan playing the most boring sport to watch in the world and Hakeem in his prime, Houston had a very good chance to win it all. As a rookie, Sam backed up Kenny the Jet, playing around 17 minutes a night. He averaged close to 7 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, and a steal. Efficiency-wise, he shot well below league average average except for at the free throw line, being a rookie point guard that wasn't really out of the blue, and Sam came into the league being known for being out of control at times. Despite this, he helped Houston secure the second seed with 58 wins. Then in the playoffs, his production increased greatly because he got a lot more action. His minutes jumped up to 22 a night. With the bigger role, he was scoring close to 10 points a game while hitting 38% of his threes. He had an integral role in Houston winning the West. Then in Game 3 of the finals, he let the league know about his massive nuts by hitting a clutch three. The series was a tight one that went the distance, but the Rockets came out on top, making Sam an NBA champion in just his first season. It honestly can't get better than that. I lied. It can, and it did. In his second season, he continued to get more minutes, improved, and by the end, he won another championship. He was huge for Houston on the way there again, having multiple 30-point games, including one in the finals. Winning a ring is an extremely hard task. Many NBA players have such a strong desire to win one that they probably do something crazy like suck their dad's dick to get one. Yet Sam was just 2 years in with 2 rings. They weren't able to three-peat the following season, but Sam got a lot better. He averaged 14.5 points, 4.5 assists, and 3 rebounds while having his best year yet efficiency-wise. His performance earned him the 4th most votes for 6th Man of the Year, but the good luck soon came to an end. In the playoffs, he turned the ball over a lot and couldn't make anything, shooting 32% from the field and 27% from 3. Houston needed him to step up if they wanted a three-peat, but that just never happened. In round 2, they got sodomized by the Supersonics. While Sam was a great young point guard with a promising future, Houston had their eyes on winning another championship. So in his 4th season, they included him in a deal for the round mound of rebound. It was at that point he became a blunt. As a Phoenix Sun, Sam played 22 games, then got traded to the Mavericks, who he played 16 games for, then he got traded again to New Jersey. In the 1998 season, he managed to stay with the Nets, playing 75 games, averaging 20 points and 8 assists. He completely forgot how to shoot a three-pointer, but they liked him and offered him a 5-year contract extension worth $17 million. Apparently that didn't mean they wanted to keep him around though, because after signing that contract and playing just 1 full season as a Net, they traded him to the Bucks. Sam was officially the association's whore. Thankfully for him, he escaped the streets and found a healthy relationship with Milwaukee, forming an extremely high-scoring 3-headed snake of himself, Glenn Robinson, and Ray Allen. They were really good, like 1 game away from making it to the 2001 finals good, but Allen Iverson ruined their hopes and dreams. Sam was a Buck from 1999 to 2003. During that time, he averaged 19 points, 7 assists, and a steal, but was never an all-star unlike Ray and Glenn. He was definitely at that level though. He'd been at that level since his time with New Jersey. Although no awards or honors, he gained recognition with his massive nutsack. I'm not sure when, but at some point during his tenure with Milwaukee, he watched the movie Major League 2. In that movie, a dude does the big balls celly, which Sam thought was hilarious. He wanted to bring it to the NBA. Conveniently, his very next game, he hit a clutch shot and started dancing around cupping his huge balls. It's arguably the greatest celebration in NBA history. Such a shame they outlawed it. Kids nowadays shouldn't be deprived of greatness. Although he started doing it with the Bucks, it got really popular when he did it with the Wolves, who he was traded to after the 2003 draft. At this point, Cassell was 34 but was about to have his greatest season ever. Alongside MVP Kevin Garnett and Latrell Sprewell, he flourished, becoming a first-time All-Star and made the All-NBA second team. He did this while averaging 20 points, 7 assists, and a steal, shooting super efficiently. His stellar play helped Minnesota win 58 games, securing the first seed in the West. They had all the pieces to make a run for the title, but Sam's big balls got in the way. In Game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals, he hit a clutch midi to put the Wolves up 3, then he did his dance. They won that game and eventually the series in 7, moving on to the conference finals. Cassell was huge for them the entire way there, but wasn't going to be able to have much of an impact any longer. That's because in Game 2 of the semifinals, according to head coach Flip Saunders, when he did the big balls dance, he gave himself an avulsion fracture in his hip. That injury cost the T-Wolves the championship, because in the conference finals without a healthy Cassell, they lost in 6, but gave the Lakers a run for their money. If he was healthy, they definitely could have won, but unfortunately, coulda, woulda, shoulda, they got sent to Cancun. After that, age started to catch up to him. He dealt with injuries, only playing 59 games the next season, averaging just 13 points. Minnesota missed the playoffs, then traded him to the Clippers, where he had one final hoorah, leading them to the 2006 playoffs and having some huge performances, but they got bounced in the second round. After that, age caught his ass. He was no longer the all-star level point guard he once was. The Clippers missed the playoffs the following year and began the rebuild, buying out Sam Sam's contract during the 2008 season, allowing him to sign with whoever. He decided to sign with Boston, which was one of the best decisions he ever made because they went on to win it all, closing out his career on a bang. He's arguably the most underrated point guard in NBA history. You know who else is super underrated? Yao Ming. The amount of skill that dude had was freaky. You can click here to watch the video I made on him. Thanks for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed. Bye, dude.